Hey everyone. I wish that I could be there at the banquet with you guys right now, but unfortunately I'm at York softball tryouts. But I did want to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about our season and some of our successes. So when my dad first asked me to coach basketball, it was back in November. I had just gotten used to the idea of not having a sport to coach. And he came home and he said, "So, do you want to coach basketball?" And I was like, not really. But he talked me into it, and I can tell you that I can't imagine my life without coaching these girls. You guys have probably been told this before, but this is just a really special bunch of girls. And I had so much fun with all of them this year, and I think that they taught me more about life than I taught them about basketball. We had a great season. I counted up our games, and I think we were 8-5, so we were above 500. That's awesome. And we just had a ton of fun throughout the entire season. And I know that when I was a player, when we had banquets, I always loved when my coaches said just a little blurb about me. It always made me feel really good about myself. And so I want to take the opportunity now to talk about each one of these girls and what they brought to our team and really just what I love about them. So we were heavy on the fifth graders this year. We had we had 7 fifth graders, and we had 3 sixth graders. So I'm going to start with my fifth graders. So we'll start with Kat. Kat was so much fun to coach. One of my favorite things about Kat was that she always wanting to just improve her skills and wanted to get better every opportunity that she got. For example, we would have drink breaks, and some of the girls, would just stand off to the side talking, trying to milk every last minute they could out of the drink break. But Kat was always there, taking a quick sip of water and then going to shoot free throws or going to practice her layups. And she always just wanted to improve her game and get better at the game of basketball. Next up, we have Georgia Bryan. Georgia Bryan is just hilarious. She was so much fun to have around practice, around games. She always gave me a good laugh. One of my favorite memories of Georgia is we were playing this game called 21 Cones in practice. And basically what happens in the game is there's 21 cones lined up on the baseline, and the girls are split up into 2 teams. And they have to take like a little bunny shot, and then they have to run down. If they make that shot, they have to run down, make a layup, and then if they make that layup, then they get to take the cone and they get to bring it back to their team. And then obviously at the end of the game, whoever has the most cones wins. And so we're playing this game, and in the middle of the game, Georgia just goes, "Oh no!" And I said, "Georgia, what's going on?" And she's like, I forgot, I didn't make my layup and I took a cone." And she was all concerned about this. And I was like, "Georgia, it's not really that big of a deal. That was like 2 minutes ago. Just keep playing." And she's sitting there just thinking. She ends up going back and putting the cone back and then coming back to her team. And I just thought it was hilarious. One of my favorite memories of her this season for sure. But real hard player. Head was always in the game. Loved having her out there on the court. Then we have Abby Comer. She is one of my most aggressive players that I think I've ever coached in any sport. And aggressiveness is really just something that can't be taught to a player. So to have someone with her aggressiveness on the court was just awesome. She was always going for the ball, always wanting to make herself better. Then we have Jess. I feel like Jess was just the spirit of our team. When we were down in a rut or not doing well, Jess was always just so perky and so peppy, always cheering the girls on, always cheering the team on, whether she was on the court or off it, and really just made me laugh and smile and all around have a great time. Callie Hardkey. I've known Callie for most of her life. I can remember babysitting Callie and her brothers back in the day, and so having her as one of my players was just kind of fun. It's come full circle. Callie did a nice job for me. She was one of my point guards this year. Just a really great player all around. She was always looking to her teammates to pass. Oh, my dog just ate my shoe. That's really great. All right, so Callie's little bit got cut short because my dog decided to eat my shoe. But as I was saying, Callie, just a very humble player, always looking to pass the ball, always wanting to get her teammates points. And so she was just a good little player to have out there on the court. And I can't wait to see where she goes in the future. So next up we have Georgie Romano. Georgie was another one who just made me laugh every day, whether we were at practice or at a game. And just the energy that she brought to our team was just incredible. If I had half the amount of energy that Georgie had, I would be in great shape. She was always one, when we were in our huddle, she'd be like, "Oh, I can yell the loudest, let me call it." Always wanting to draw up plays for me, and really just loves life, loves the game of basketball, and it's been really fun to watch her play this year. And then we have Lainey Romano, and Lainey was another one who just so nice, such a great girl, both on the court and off the court. One of my favorite memories of Lainey this season is Lainey's one of the nicest girls that you'll meet in your entire life, hands down. And I remember I was like yelling at Lainey, to get back on defense or to do something. Little did I realize that Lainey was just like helping a girl up that she had accidentally knocked over. And I was just like, "Lainey, come on, let's get back into the play." And I was like, "Oh, I can't really get mad at you for that." And I mean, that's just Lainey. She's always helping out people. She's always helping out, always wanting to do the right thing. And that's what I love about her. She's another one too that just likes to draw up basketball plays on my clipboard, which is fun. And then moving on to our sixth graders. We had 3 sixth graders this year. 2 of them had played before and 1 of them hadn't. So let's start with Isabella. So Isabella, I think, kind of started the season not really knowing all that much about basketball, but she really shaped into an awesome player for us. If I had to give out an award for my most improved player, I think that it would go to Isabella. She just really picked up on the game and was really aggressive out there. I talked to some of her teachers, and they said, "Miss Cloud, the one that surprised me the most is Isabella. She's just like this timid, a kind of more shy student, and out there on the basketball court, it's like she's a different girl." And I saw that too, and it was just so fun to see. It was so fun to see you grow, Isabella. So I hope that you continue playing. And then next we have Gianna Phalo. Gianna was just awesome. Gianna, she was always in the game, always asking me the right questions at the right time. And she was another one of my ball handlers for the season and really just did an awesome job of protecting the ball and keeping our team in games when we needed to. And then last but certainly not least, we had Peyton Brose. Peyton played the post position for me. She played down low and in the middle for us. It's just a really, really good little post player. She's got some great moves, knows how to kind of use her body to her advantage. And post players up and get some shots there. Also has great ball handling skills and is another one that just makes me laugh every day. So that's our team. I know that I had a really awesome time this year hanging out and spending time with you girls, and I hope that you guys had an awesome time. And like I said, I hope you learned a lot about basketball, but I think that I learned more from you guys than you might have learned from me. But yeah. And with all that being said, since I wasn't able to make it tonight, I promised you girls that I would schedule a time for us to hang out one last time. So on Friday, this Friday, we'll have an ice cream party after school. So you guys can come to that. Hope to see you then.